All right, fellas, let's talk about that moment. You did it. You walked up, you were charming, you made her laugh, and boom, you got her number. High five. But now comes the real challenge, doesn't it? That little screen in your hand suddenly feels like the final boss level of a video game. What do you say? How do you keep that initial spark from fizzling out into a scene with no reply? You're staring at that new contact, thinking, okay, don't mess this up. You send a hey, and maybe she sends a hey back. Then what? How are you good? You. Ooh, that conversation is dead on arrival. If your texts are boring, she's going to assume you are too, and that's the last thing we want. Today, we're going to fix that. I'm giving you 5 solid, actionable ways to keep her interested, engaged, and actually excited to see your name pop up on her screen. This isn't about manipulative tricks or weird pickup lines. This is about being genuine, being interesting, and standing out from the dozens of other guys sending her wid. So, put your phone down for a second, and let's dive into how to turn that number into an actual date. First up, and this is crucial, timing and the first text. You got her number. The temptation is to text her immediately, right? To keep that momentum going. Hold on, unless she specifically said, text me when you get home. Give it a little time. You don't need to play by some ancient 3-day rule, but you also don't want to seem overeager. A few hours, or even texting the next day, shows that you have a life of your own. It projects confidence. Now, for that all-important first text, please, for the love of all that is good, do not just send hey. It's the most low-effort, uninspired opener in existence. Instead, make it personal. Reference something you talked about when you met. This does 2 amazing things. It jogs her memory of who you are, and it shows you were actually listening. For example, if she told you she loves spicy food, you could send something like, hey, it's your name from the coffee shop. Just walked past a Thai restaurant and it made me think of our conversation. You've officially put me in the mood for some green curry. See the difference? It's warm, it's specific, and it opens the door for a real conversation, not just a one-word reply. You're immediately reminding her of the connection you already made. Okay, on to point number 2. Be a storyteller, not an interviewer. The biggest mistake guys make is turning a text conversation into a job interview. Where are you from? What do you do? What are your hobbies? Question after question. It feels like an interrogation, not a fun chat. She's not filling out a survey. Instead of asking, share. Instead of asking, what did you do today? Try telling a quick, interesting story about your day. Something like, my day was wild. I tried to make a new recipe for lunch and almost set off the fire alarm. Note to self, don't multitask while cooking. Hope your day was a little less chaotic. This approach is so much more engaging. It gives her a glimpse into your personality, your sense of humor, and your life. It makes you a real person, not just a series of questions. And the best part, it naturally invites her to share something about her day without you having to directly ask. It turns the conversation from a Q&A into a shared experience. Share a funny observation, a small win, or a relatable struggle. That's how you build a connection. Let's move to our third point, which is a game changer. Use voice notes and photos. Look, we live in a multimedia world. Sticking to just plain text is like choosing to watch a movie in black and white. When you have a 4K color TV, varying the way you communicate keeps things fresh and exciting. Voice notes are incredibly powerful. Why? Because she can hear your tone, she can hear you laugh, she can hear the confidence and warmth in your voice, which is what attracted her in the first place. A text can be easily misinterpreted, but your voice is clear. You don't need to send a 10-minute podcast, a quick 15-second voice note saying, just heard that song we were talking about and thought of you. Hope you're having a great afternoon. Is personal, confident, and so much more memorable than the written version. Similarly, use photos, not just selfies. If you're out on a hike, send a picture of the amazing view. If you see a funny dog in a sweater, snap a pic and send it with a caption like, this guy is having a better Monday than I am. It shares your world with her visually. It starts a conversation. It shows you're out doing things. It's about saying, hey, this cool, funny, interesting thing is happening, and I'm sharing it with you. Our fourth strategy is one that separates the men from the boys. Lead the conversation towards a date. Remember the goal here. You didn't get her number to find a new pen pal. You got it to see her again. All this great texting is just the bridge to the next in-person meeting. If you just text and text and text for weeks, the momentum dies. It enters the dreaded friend zone, or worse, the boredom zone. After a day or two of good, solid back and forth, you need to make the move. Don't be vague. A "we should hang out sometime" is not a plan. It's a suggestion that puts all the pressure on her. Be specific and confident. Use the information you've gathered. If she mentioned she loves live music, say something like, "So, I know you mentioned you're a big fan of indie bands. There's a great one playing at the Mill this Friday night. I'm going. You should come with me. What do you think?" It's direct. It shows you remembered what she likes. You have a specific plan, day, time, place, and it's a low-pressure invitation. You're going anyway, but you'd like her to join. This is attractive and makes it easy for her to say yes. And that brings us to our fifth and final point. Know when to pull back. There's a fine line between being engaged and being overwhelming. You don't need to respond instantly to every single text she sends. It's okay to be busy. It's okay to have a life. In fact, it's more than okay. It's attractive. If you're always available, always texting back within seconds, it can sometimes signal that you don't have much else going on. Give the conversation room to breathe. If you're at work or at the gym or out with friends, focus on that. Finish what you're doing and then reply. This isn't about playing games. It's about having a healthy, balanced life. It also creates a little bit of anticipation. If she knows you're not just sitting by your phone waiting for her, your messages become more valuable. It shows you respect your own time, which in turn makes her respect you more. If the conversation feels like it's hitting a lull, don't force it. Just let it be. You can always re-engage a few hours later, or even the next day, with a new, interesting conversation starter. Quality over quantity, always. So, let's recap the 5 keys to unlocking great text conversations. 1. Nail the first text by making it personal and referencing how you met. 2. Be a storyteller, not an interviewer. Share your life instead of just asking about hers. 3. Mix it up with voice notes and photos to create a richer, more personal connection. 4. Always lead the conversation towards a specific date. That's the whole point. And 5. Know when to pull back and give the conversation space, showing that you have a full and interesting life of your own. If you start applying these 5 principles, I promise you your texting game will transform. You'll stop being just another hey in her inbox and start being the guy she's genuinely excited to hear from and, most importantly, eager to see again. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful, do me a huge favor and hit that like button and subscribe for more content just like this. And drop a comment below. What's the worst opening text you've ever received? Let's have a laugh about it. Until next time, stay confident.